Hi everybody, welcome to the set of our Reina del Caribe Volume 2 photo shoot. Today we're shooting all the content for Instagram, our website, Twitter, all of the phenomenal pictures you guys are gonna see while this palette rolls out. I really wanna show you guys all the colors in the palette, how I came up with the color story. I wanna show you the swatches because they're pretty good. Let's check out the palette. This is volume 2 right here. I know you guys have been dying to see her. This is my second little baby, my second born. She is navy blue. We went with a more nighttime vibe, but we stayed with the exact same layout. So there's gonna be the 4 shimmers, the 4 mattes, just like volume 1. But this is like the older sister, the more edgy, the more bold, the braver one. So there's a lot of cool eccentric colors inside, which I cannot wait to show you. First thing you're gonna notice when you open your new palette is that this one has a mirror. That was like the only complaint that I received from volume 1 was that you guys wish there was a mirror. So I added a mirror at no extra cost to you guys. So you're welcome. We have such a cool array of colors. I have to say I've never seen a palette with this color story before, and I actually made these shades at my house, like combining pigments together, trying to put together something different and exciting that still was Caribbean and tropical, but that had a much more like electric nighttime vibe. The very first shade is called Asuka, which I named it after La Reina del Caribe herself, Celia Cruz. She has that famous saying, she always says, Azúcar! Azúcar! So that's for her. Azúcar is not playing games. It is the most intense blue-based silver I have ever seen. I was so excited to include it in the palette because it just comes off like a statement on your eyes. Everybody who wears it is like amazed by how like slick and foiled and metallic it is. So just putting that all over your lid with a wing liner, girl, you are club ready. You're gonna notice a theme with this palette that I kind of named the ones next to each other kind of to go together. So tumbao is also a Celia Cruz reference. She says in some of her songs like La negra tiene tumbao. It just means like swag in Spanish. So she is an intense bronze, silky, delicious, metallic. Same formula from volume 1, extremely smooth and easy to apply. And then on the bottom row, we have like the 2 pops of shimmer shades. We have Rumbera, which is an electric purple shade. It also has a bit of a blue shift in it, like a blue reflect, depending on how you apply it. And Rumbera is just like a dancer, a girl who loves to like go out and dance and party. They're called rumberas. Then I really wanted to include a green. I had a feeling that green was gonna be a thing this time of year, just like I thought blue was gonna be a thing when I released volume 1. So I really wanted to do a show-stopping green. I worked really, really hard on this. I ended up having to mix 2 different shades together that my lab had submitted to me because they just couldn't get it right on its own. So I made a gold, I made a blue, and I combined them, and that's how we got this green. So we named this green Mojito, named after the iconic Cuban drink. Everybody loves a good, strong mojito. Now moving on to the mattes, which I am so excited because these mattes are reformulated from our first volume 1. This is a much creamier, silkier matte than before. My only complaint with volume 1 was that I felt like the mattes were not 100% perfect because some people had a little bit of difficulty with the swatch. These swatch phenomenally, and they... Phenomenally? Is that a thing? Phenomenally. Cough syrup. Sorry. These mattes swatch beautifully. They are ultra silky, ultra pigmented. You can build them up on your eye. You could pat them on and like wear them on your lid. I promise you, I am giving you my stamp of approval. These mattes are 100% better than volume 1. That I can guarantee. The first shade is Mambo. Mambo is an extremely intense and opaque yellow. It is really, really easy to apply with a fluffy brush or all over the lid. Very, very silky, very, very creamy. I promise you that. And then next to Mambo, we have Flamingo. Isn't that so perfectly named for this shade? This is like such a flamingo shade. So Flamingo is a coral, kind of like a pink shade. It's a really beautiful transition. These 2 are kind of like the updated transitions. So they're not your typical transitions. I try to stay away from like the really brown, neutral tone transitions because they don't really show up on people that have a darker skin tone. Transition shades are extremely personal. Like everybody has a transition shade that works for their skin tone. So if I just put 2 transition shades in here, very few amount of people could actually use it. So these 2 are way brighter and they're a little bit more unique, and a lot more people could actually benefit from them because they are bright. So they're gonna show up on the palest to the deepest of skin tones. So you could add this yellow or this kind of like corally pink as your transition, and it's just a nice twist on a traditional look. And then moving on, we have Damas. So this one is paired next to Caballeros. Damas y Caballeros, that means ladies and gentlemen in Spanish. So Damas, which means ladies, is a very deep burgundy plum. I wanted to have something in there that kind of looked like Guantanamera, but Guantanamera is more red in pigment. This one is a little bit more neutral, so it kind of acts as a brown, but it's a little bit more pumped up in pigment and has more red and violet in there, so it shows up really beautifully on the eyes. It also makes your eye appear more brown, more amber, and if your eyes are green or blue, it's gonna look fantastic. It brings out all those shades in your eyes. So that is a beautiful, deep, rich plum shade. And then next to it, we have one of the blackest blacks I have ever seen, and it is called Caballeros, and it is just a standard, beautiful, deep, matte black, perfect for smoky eyes, for liner, for using to buff out your lower lash line. It is just a staple. You can't have a done eye look without a really good matte black. We have a second brush set. This is the Ojitos Volume 2 set. I wasn't planning on doing another brush set, but I really wanted to introduce some more fluffy blenders because a lot of people said that they really loved the fluffy blender in the first round of brushes. So I created 2 more for volume 2, and these are a little bit more precise. So the first one is kind of like a fanned out blender, so it's better for making more clean, precise blending motions in your crease rather than the first one, which was the looser bristles, more for like buffing out lines. This one's more to create the depth in the crease. I hope that makes sense. And then we have this little guy right here. This one is my absolute favorite. It is a lot like the one in the first brush set, but it is a lot more dense. So it is not flimsy by any means. It's not really meant to diffuse. It is to pack color onto the crease. So this is a really, really good brush to like pick up your matte shade and really deposit into your crease. And then you can take the blender from volume 1 to diffuse the edges. So they work amazing together. I felt like these two were really, really necessary for my brush collection. That's why they are here. And then I added a pencil brush because everybody needs a pencil brush. This is amazing to highlight your inner corner, to highlight under your brow bone, to buff out color in your lower lash line. Pencil brushes are extremely universal, and I thought we all deserved a pencil brush in my very silky, smooth, vegan, cruelty-free bristles. So if you're watching this, that means that my 2 babies are finally out. Make sure you check them out on alamarcosmetics.com. If you guys follow us on Instagram, Alamar Cosmetics at Instagram handle, Adam put the handle. If you follow us, you know that I have worked extremely hard on this project. I started working on this project the day after Reina 1 launched, and I got your feedback, and I was like, oh my God, I need to make them another one. And I took everything you guys told me, all of your feedback, and I made this happen. So this is really a project between the 2 of us. Make sure you check her out. I am so proud of both of them. Make sure you go to www.alamarcosmetics.com, shop now, and join the Alamar Cosmetics family. Bye.